So when you hear family channel, what's the first thing that comes to mind? It could be anywhere, YouTube, TikTok. It's actually starting to blow up a little bit on TikTok. And family channels, that name is infamous because there's a lot of scandals behind that. It has to do with neglecting the kids, parents publicly bragging about punishing their kids and some weird punishments that normal families would never do to their own kids. And just recently, there was a woman who went to federal prison because of it. Pretty horrible stuff, and it's something that really gets to me when I hear about it. So Sunny V2 came out with a new video, and I thought I'd react to it with you guys because I thought it was really interesting that he brought up this topic. So let's watch it.
Of the worst van life TikTokers. Take for example Red, White and Bethune. They gained 11.4 million views by showing how terribly unspacious their kids' beds were. This should be illegal. Those kids are gonna suffer in that space, man.
That dude can barely
to make
fit in
matters
there.
worse, the beds had rock climbing holds instead of a ladder, which their daughter almost fell from whilst trying to show they were easy to use.
So Molly's gonna demonstrate getting in the bucket and show you just how easy it is.
How will they get down in the middle of the night when it's dark and they want to use the restroom urgently? What if they fall and hit their head? These so-called bunk beds were actually just shelves, yet the family still defended them as being spacious. At the same time, get this, the parents have a king.
This dude can barely fit in there. What makes you think the kids will be comfortable in there? Yeah, they're probably half your size, but that's crazy. Kids want room too when they sleep.
Size bed.
The reason why we put a king-size bed in our bus is because it's our lounging area.
As well as a massive desk for editing TikToks, forcing the kids to do their schoolwork on a tiny kitchen table. If they don't help out with the van, the kids are punished publicly.
Last night, Molly chose not to do her chores, and if our kids don't do their chores, they have consequences.
Which the parents...
See, it's so crazy. Like, why do these family channels always promote like just punishing their kids? Like, that's something that every parent does. Like, why is that something to brag about? It just makes no sense to me why people do that.
Still defended even after heavy criticism.
Yes, our kids have consequences. Yes, if they don't do the chores, they're gonna have to pay.
And to the trolls, keep on talking shit, and I'm gonna keep on posting. See you guys on your For You page.
I just think it's so incredibly cringe when people call out your videos and you publicly just make a video of like saying, "This is for all the haters out there." Brother, they're probably your followers, you numbskull.
Everything we've shown so far is in this bus here, yet they also have a van to take on holidays, which has even less space than the bus.
Come take a peek inside and see what we've done.
The van doesn't have a bed for everyone, meaning one of the kids sleeps on this leather chair. Maybe there'd be a bit more space if they didn't own 4 massive dogs.
Why would you own dogs
below the bed, yet they still have more space than the
poor
toilet.
dogs.
It's covered by nothing but a thin fabric sheet and sits right in the middle of where everybody lives. They call the vehicle their vancation home, meaning when the kids get tired of living in the first van, they're blessed with a trip in a smaller one.
They live in this RV, and then when they go on vacation, they live in a van. That's miserable, man. That's miserable for any kid.
Family of Nomads doesn't have this problem. In fact, they first went viral for how much space they had, leading to comments such as, "I don't understand why y'all don't just buy an apartment. It's way cheaper than this." People came to their defense stating, there is literally no reason to be mad at this, except for maybe how their kids were living. They'd show their room in this TikTok with the most
Bro, it looks like a bunker.
Notable part being that their eldest Addison was a 15-year-old teenager.
That's something that's a big concern. Like, when you're going through your teenage years, you should have your own privacy. I think that, you know, no matter what gender you are, I think you should just have your own privacy because you're going through stuff and you want alone time, you're going through hormones, so it's crazy how you can live like that and put your kids through that. Everybody's roasting them.
We did install these curtains over each of their bunks so they have a little bit of privacy.
But it was still just one of many other problems. The kids were in a homeschool program, yet it seemed most of their education was just walking through national parks where the parents thought they'd learn about life.
Our lives are one gigantic field trip, and so a lot of what the kids do is by learning from experience. So for example, today we went to a national park, and they completed the junior ranger program, and it's incredibly educational. They're learning history from visiting different places around the country, and days that we are not going out and exploring, they do a traditional homeschool curriculum, and then the days that we're exploring, we still count those as school as well.
So they just learn US history? Lol, when they go to college, they'll be in for a shock. Oof, that's scary. There's a reason schools aren't one giant field trip, and this is a very good point. But the kids did have other challenges, like cleaning out the rat cage that stunk out the
This
van.
one's nasty. That is so gross.
I would be absolutely lying to you if I said that it does not smell bad.
Why would you torture
Usually
your
it's the
kids like
job
that,
to
man?
clean
That
the rat cage,
stink.
but about once every month or two, my husband and I will clean it, and it just gets really gross.
As well as
And it's like the kids can't do nothing. I mean, they don't know any better. They think that's how you live. So the kids aren't gonna say nothing. It's crazy.
collecting firewood, as seen in Addison's day in the life. Yet people were still convinced she's gonna run away at 16, yet the mother went on to state, I honestly don't know a single unhappy RV kid. She'd even post the following TikTok to try and convince the audience.
A lot of people ask us if the kids actually enjoy traveling full-time and living in the camper, and I will have to say that while we were at the RV show in Tampa this week, Grace and Addison both went around and looked at campers because their plan is when they move out, they want to live in a camper together and travel the country.
Until another
valid excuse, good parenting, valid excuse. It's like, yeah, they're talking about that right now because you're their parents, but when they get older, their mindset changes. I just don't understand how these people are, man.
The video told a different story.
Addison has struggled with their mental health for many years. Addison is currently back in treatment and won't be in our content during this time. To protect Addison during this time, we would like to ask for privacy on this matter.
Perhaps she was living in an RV. It had stress on her mind. These people are just idiots, guys. They're stupid. Like, you don't deserve to have kids. It's just some people that shouldn't have kids.
For Addison's 15th birthday, the only thing they wanted was to go to a hotel.
Yeah.
The video has since
So that should be a
deleted,
sign.
Although after arriving at their hotel, twice Addison mentions liking doors in the video, a hint at them having less privacy in the camper.
Just think about it. That's so sad that a kid, all they want for their birthday is to be in a hotel room because they're stuck in an RV. So I skipped some of it. You guys can watch the full video if you want. Sunny V2 does an amazing job in his videos. I wanted to cover this last part, which was very interesting, this last part.
Compared to Wild Family Life. They've been called the most hated van life family on TikTok, mainly for their bizarre family dynamic. The page is run by mother Nadine, who lives in a van with her 3 kids, along with both her ex-husband and her new boyfriend, who she refers to as a homeless junkie she met on the streets. According to...
Let me just say something for the men. If you're with somebody who does this to you, leave them. You deserve better. She's something I don't want to say, but that's what she is. She met up with a homeless junkie. That's her boyfriend. It's totally insane. And those kids, I feel so sorry for those kids. Just imagine being crammed in an RV with your mom and dad, and your mom is with some other dude. So it's so weird. It's like, oh man, those kids are gonna be messed up.
They call their education program homeschooling, world schooling, travel schooling, adding they help whenever necessary, but
so they're useless. You're raising them to be useless people in society. Good job, good job.
They don't follow any official program.
Technically, I don't follow any curriculum, but we have this app my kids learning with. They set their times each day. They do that by themselves. There's nothing I have to do.
Help them if needed explains everything. Doomed to fail. They'd respond to the hate with the world's most hippie message.
The only way to deal with an unfree world is to become so absolutely free that your very existence is an act of rebellion.
Adding their kids are
so cringe. So cringe. You're full of yourself. You don't care about your kids. You only care about yourself.
Extremely satisfied with the life that they're living.
People think, oh, poor children, poor children. But trust me, my children, they wake up with a smile in their face. They go to bed with a smile in their face.
So I thought I'd share that video with you guys. It's just completely crazy how narcissistic these families are to cram their kids like sardines in a van all day. I hope those kids get help. I hope these families change their minds about how they live. But at the end of the day, man, it's just a lot of people are just narcissistic. They shouldn't have kids. when they have kids, they don't think about the kids, they think about themselves. So fortunately, that's just the world we live in. Well, anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.